All right, so we're going to talk about multiplying polynomials. And one of the things I want you to remember is the product rule, which states that if you multiply the bases, you need to add the exponents, okay? And so in order to do this, there's going to be two different methods I'm going to show you. I really don't care which one you use. You just need to become proficient at one. So the one is called the double distribution method, or it's the FOIL method. And really what you do here is just distribute like you would normally. So this FOIL means first, outer, inner, last. Basically that means just multiply and distribute in order. So the first thing I'm gonna do x times x. So remember you're multiplying those and those each have an exponent of 1. So we'd add those and we get x squared. And then we're going to do x times 4, which is a positive 4x. So we've done the first, we've done the outer. Now we're going to do the inner, so we're going to do 5 times x, which is plus 5x. And then we're going to do the 5 times 4, which is plus 20. And then from this method, we just need to make sure we can combine like terms. So we can combine the plus 4x and the plus 5x, which gives you x squared plus 9x plus 20.
Good afternoon. Please pardon the interruption. JV girls soccer is also canceled for this afternoon.
All right, so now this is your final answer, x squared plus 9x plus 20, okay? So now I'm going to show you the second method, which is the box method. And you're kind of doing the same thing, but it's just another way to organize the information. So in the box method, you actually have to draw a box. And so because there's 2 terms here and 2 terms here, you want a 2 by 2 box. So I'm going to draw a 2 by 2 box. And so I'm going to put the first binomial here. So I got y and a positive 5, and then here I have a y and a positive 1, and now you just multiply every box. So y times y, remember, is y squared, and then y times 1 is 1y, or just y, however you prefer to write it, and then 5 times y is 5y, and then 5 times 1 is 5. And then you're going to combine terms on the diagonal here and then write down everything else. And remember, they have to go in order. So this is y squared plus here you have 6y when I put those together plus 5. Okay, and so this is your final answer when I had to multiply y plus 5 and y plus 1. So over the next couple of practice problems, I'm actually going to show you both methods for a few problems, and then you get a hang of which one works better for you. So practice problem number 1. We're going to do k plus 6 times k plus 3. So I'm going to first do the FOIL or double distribution method. So I'm going to do k times k, which is k squared. And then I'm going to do k times a positive 3, which is 3k. And then we'll do 6 times k, which is plus 6k. And then we'll do 6 times 3, which is plus 18. And now we look, we're going to combine like terms here. So we have k squared plus 9k plus 18. Okay, and so here's our final answer. So now I'm going to do the same thing, same problem. Now I'm going to use the box method. So we got k plus 6 and k plus 3. And so we have a 2 by 2. So I'm going to just go ahead and draw my box. I know that's not pretty. So it's a k and a positive 6, and a k and a positive 3. Now it doesn't matter which term you put on the left and what term you put on the top. Okay, so now I have k times k, which is k squared, and I got k times 3, which is 3k, and then I got 6 times k, which is 6k, And then 6 times 3 is 18. So hopefully you see everything in here is the same pieces you get up there in the double distribution method. It's just maybe a different way to help you see it. So then we got 6k and 3k is what we know we need to put together. Everything else comes out. So we got k squared plus 9k plus 18. And as you see, we come up with the same answer either way. Okay? All right, let's look at the next practice problem. And I'm going to do the distribution method first, and then we'll do the box method. So here, we're going to do x times x, which is x squared. And then we're going to do x times, now be careful, this says minus 2, so we want x times a negative 2, which is minus 2x. And then we're going to do 5 times x, which is a positive 5x. And then we're going to do a positive 5 times a negative 2, which is negative 10. And then we're going to combine our like terms. So we get x squared plus 3x minus 10. And everything's been combined. And there's our answer. Okay, so then let's try it again with the box method here. I'm going to draw my box. I have a 2 by 2, so that's what kind of box I'm going to draw. 2 by 2. And so here, I'll even show you that I can put the other x the other place. Doesn't matter. X plus 5. Now we have x, and because this is a negative 2, that's what you want to make sure you write. Negative 2 there. So x times x is x squared. X times 5, 5x. X times a negative 2, which gives you negative 2x. And negative 2 times 5 is negative 10. And then here on the diagonal, you combine like terms. So we have x squared, and this comes a positive 3x, and then minus 10. And again, we got the same answer as we did with the FOIL method. And I don't really care which method you use, just as it's personal preference. All right, so the next practice. Now this one, I'm going to start alternating. So I'll do one way and then the next one the other way. So this one, I'm going to do the distribution method. So we get w times w, which is w squared. And then we're going to get w times negative 3, which is a negative 3w. And now we're going to do a negative 2 times w, which is a negative 2w. And then we're going to do negative 2 times negative 3, which is a positive 6. Now, we still combine like terms. So w squared, negative 3w minus 2w is a negative 5w plus 6. And now your terms are combined, and here's your answer. If you chose to do the box method, you'll still get the same answer. All right, let's do this one, m plus 3 times m minus 7. So for this one, I'm actually going to do the box method, just so we can switch off. So we have a 2 by 2. So I got m positive 3 and an m and a negative 7. So I'm just multiplying the quadrants. So we got m squared, 3m, negative 7m, and then negative 21. Oops. Sorry. What happened to my pen? Negative 21. Good. So now remember on the diagonal, you can combine like terms, bring everything else up. So m squared, so a negative 7m plus 3m gives you a negative 4m minus 21. And so there's your final answer. Okay. All right, our next practice, I'm going to do the distribution method. So here, we get 4x times x, which is 4x squared. Because remember, there's a 1 sitting here. Multiply the coefficients, and then deal with the exponents. Then we're going to do 4x times 3, which is a positive 12x. Then we're going to do negative 7 times x, which is minus 7x. And then we're going to do negative 7 times 3, which is minus 21. Now we're going to combine like terms. So we got 4x squared, and combine your 12x minus 7x, say positive 5x minus 21. Oops. Where my pen keeps going. Okay, and now we have multiplied those binomials. All right, so this one might look a little strange because you seem to don't have a second set of parentheses to multiply by. But remember, when you have something squared, that means you're taking whatever you have squared and multiplying it by itself. So really this means 2m minus 3 times 2m minus 3. Okay, and so now I'm going to do the box method on this one. I have a 2 by 2. So we have 2m minus 3. Then we have a 2m minus 3. So 2m times 2m is 4m squared. And then 2m times a negative 3 is negative 6m. And then 2m times a negative 3 is negative 6m. And negative 3 times negative 3 is a positive 9. So here you can see on the diagonal we're going to have to combine like terms. So we bring it down, 4m squared minus 12m plus 9. And there we've multiplied. So make sure you're careful that when you have raised to the second power or squared, that just means multiplied by itself. All right, so now you're coming up on a couple of you try questions. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video and you try to answer these questions, whichever method you'd like, and then come back and there'll be answers displayed. All right, so here's the answer for the first you try. End up with 4r squared minus 25. You see that these middle terms end up canceling out. And then you should have gotten the same thing if you did the box method. An example, you try 2. I actually did the box method. And you should end up with 2x squared minus 10x plus 12. Even if you had done the distribution method, you should have had each one of these pieces in your line. Then you just had to combine like terms. Sorry, this should just be a negative. And then the last you try probably looked a little different because it was a 2-term times a 3-term. Still do the same thing. X times x squared is x to the third. X times 3x is 3x squared. And x times negative 4 is negative 4x. And then you do 3 times x squared, which is 3x squared. 3 times 3x is 9x. And 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. And you combine like terms. And you would have ended up with x cubed plus 6x squared plus 5x minus 12. And I can't combine anything any further, and it's in order. See, an exponent of 3, 2, 1, and an exponent of... And so now if we're going to use the box method here, you still multiply these pieces, so you get x cubed, 3x squared, negative 4x, and then x squared, we got 3x squared. Then we got 9x. And this one we got negative 12. Now we got more diagonals, but hopefully you can see that on this diagonal they're like terms, and on this diagonal they're like terms. So we get x cubed, and then I got this one here, plus 6x squared, plus then we got 9x minus 4x, which is 5x, so plus 5x. And then we're just gonna bring down the minus 12. Okay. And that's it. So make sure you have these notes ready for class. Rewatch the video if need be to make sure you're okay. All right. The end.